Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Jerry and Clint back with another Wednesday Let's Play on the ThreatGEN Red versus Blue cybersecurity gamification platform. We've got a banger for you today. I am so pumped. As you can see, it is the week where we're playing the red team, and we will be emulating the well-known advanced persistent threat actor, Wizard Spider, famously known for the Conti ransomware malware strain. Also well known for the Emotet trick bot, Ryuk, and then ultimately Conti, kind of three hitter from initial infection all the way to ransomware and data exfiltration. We're going to get into the simulator. I'm going to be walking through MITRE ATT&CK, the framework, which is how I used it to understand how Conti's actually working, or how Wizard Spider is actually working, and showing you, like how you can use MITRE ATT&CK, obviously. And then because I'm operating as a threat, as a red team actor, we'll be trying to get those winning objectives in the platform that map to Wizard Spider, which would be ransomware, the organization. We're going to choose a manufacturing company, which is the number one industry being impacted by ransomware right now, according to statistics. Oh, we'll be targeting manufacturing. We'll be doing ransomware. And because it's Wizard Spider, we're going to be doing data exfiltration as well in order to sell it back to the victim, right? So we're doubling down on this activity. What do you think, Clint? You ready to get in there and have some fun today?
I'm ready to watch you fumble around the red team. Yes.
All right. Sounds great. All right. Let's dig in, everybody. All right, so here we are in the game. I'm going to get it going here. Like I said, we are going to be behaving as the red team. So before I get fully into it, let's just take a minute and talk about who we are portraying today, right? Just as a little primer. Conti Ransomware Gang has been just like tearing people up lately. They're famously known. This is May 9th, so just a few weeks ago. They brought the country of Costa Rica down, basically. They have numerous well-known victim organizations. I think they made about $180 million in 2021. They are, because of the Conti leaks, we're aware of kind of their internal structure, which looks like this. This is kind of their attack payloads and such. Stern is one of the kind of senior leaders in the organization. They have affiliate programs. They run botnets. They are about 100 employees strong with an HR department. It's kind of bananas. Now, if you look at the basic approach to the way that they get infection with TrickBot, which is something that they operate in order to kind of get control of the endpoint before they deploy their ransomware, you could see it starts with a basic phishing email with a malicious document that would run some type of PowerShell or macro code. And it pulls down from a C2 server the TrickBot with a backdoor access point, and then it'll pull down the malware. The TrickBot and the scope of their basically reach is massive. You can see where all these dots are. This is infections across time created per day starting in 2020 October all the way to November of 2020. So the data here is a little old, but you can just see this is 2 years ago. They're still wide open, and this was their infection footprint at that point. We'll be using this later during gameplay. This is kind of mapped to the cyber kill chain. If you're familiar with that, we'll be leveraging the cyber kill chain as part of our activities today. But you can see this particular graphic is showing you the different tools underneath what they're using for their wins, right? So when we talk about TTPs, we're talking techniques, tactics, and procedures. And, Cobalt Strike, really well known kind of stage 2 payload. Bazaar loader for backdoor access, right? Proc dump, Kerber roasting, all the classics are here. So we'll be trying to use some of these. Again, the ThreatGEN red versus blue platform is more at the strategic level, so we won't be saying, run Kerber roasting, but we will be trying to get access, break into accounts, and leverage that access to deploy our ransomware payload. So pretty excited about that. Let's go ahead and launch into the game. Hold on. I think I had the window open too long. So let me do this really quickly. Music, please. There it
It'll
is.
log you out. Make sure you're not logged into in more than one browser. It'll automatically log you out.
Oh, good to know. All right, so we're going to go in here. We're going to do single player because we are playing against the AI today. We're going to play as the red team, and we are going to be doing a manufacturing plant. Classic. Now, remember, we've got a couple win objectives here, but our main goal is to ransomware and data exfil. Also, I just want to share with chat. I see you guys in chat right now. We are using some functionality on the Restream platform to allow cross-platform chat. So people in LinkedIn should be seeing YouTube comments, or YouTube should be seeing YouTube. I don't know. You let us know in chat if the chat's all jacked up or not, and we will get it remedied. Okay, let's start the game, Clint.
Can we adjust the screen? Maybe I think it might be better if we.
How do you want to do? You want to do it like this?
Like that. And turn this one off for now.
Yep, and I'll fix myself in a second.
I mean,
You're fine like that?
I feel like I'm all like covered up by the. I can just kind of go.
You're squished. All right, so let's get in. We have 5 hacker resources available, and we are outside a remote location. Now, Wizard Spider is not known for on-premise activities, right? They are attacking from afar. So we are going to adopt that. We are going to do some OSINT. We are going to do our recon, but we're not really interested in physical recon. They don't come to your house. They don't go in your backyard and attack you, right? So we don't need to do malicious USBs. We will be doing evade network detection. That's a good one. And we may recruit hackers depending on how much money our ransomware business model is generating. What I really want to get to, and this is like classic Wizard Spider, is getting into the research. I don't see the research here. Oh yeah, reverse engineering. They have a staff of reverse engineers in their business constantly working on finding security vulnerabilities. So we're going to do some research. We're going to be looking at, let's see, what are we going to choose here? We can pick some different things. I'm kind of guessing right now what would be like a good option. We'll do local file inclusion. They actually have really good persistence too. Here, let's show you that. So let's do local file inclusion, and we'll do researching persistence. Okay. Now we have 1.5 minutes to kill. So while I have that 1.5 minutes, let me do this really quick. Okay. Let me do this. Okay. So check this out, guys. And I'll keep an eye on the timer real quick. You can use MITRE Attack. This is MITRE Attack. MITRE Attack is kind of a, from the think tank MITRE. And basically it is a taxonomy. You must hate this, Clint, as a former red team operator with your bag of secrets and tricks and stuff. MITRE has basically built a taxonomy that outlines all of the kind of, all of the particular techniques and tactics that can be used in an offensive security operation. You can see across the top here: reconnaissance, resource development, initial access, execution, persistence. It kind of maps to the cyber kill chain a little bit, but this whole taxonomy is where it's at. We are currently looking at Wizard Spider as an ATP. So anything in blue, this maps to the techniques that you would see Wizard Spider doing. And you could see right here: spearfishing, attachments and links, domain account, getting that kind of those valid accounts so they can take execution, scheduling tasks, persistence mechanisms. MITRE Attack is an incredibly valuable resource. I'll drop it in chat. If you guys don't know about this, you definitely should add it to your repertoire, because it is a heck of a resource to have. And if you understand it and you're able to talk about it, it goes a long way. Okay, so let me make me big. How do I do this? Yeah. Okay, so it's our turn. Oh, hold on, what happened? Oh, okay, okay. My OSINT recon takes 2 turns. That's perfect. So that gives us another minute here just to talk a little bit about how we're going to be using MITRE ATT&CK. Okay. So MITRE ATT&CK can break down APTs as well as software and malware, right? So this is Wizard Spider. This is the APT that we are interested in emulating. It's a Russian-based financially motivated threat group, originally known for the creation and deployment of TrickBot, and we talked about that earlier. That it was Emotet for initial infection. Then they would pull down TrickBot, which would just siphon all sorts of credentials, use Mimikatz, reach out to C2, pull down other payloads and stuff like that. TrickBot was real nasty, and it would usually pull down Ryuk and then ultimately Conti. You can see the cool thing about MITRE ATT&CK is they show you all these different techniques used when we talk about TTPs. And you can see we'll be emulating these as much as we can. And they have a lot of them. Okay. Now, real quick, MITRE ATT&CK also allows you to look at software, right? So here's Conti. A lot of people think Conti is the name of the gang, but it's not. It's Wizard Spider. Conti is the malware strain of ransomware that they use. It's just that they use it so effectively that they've begun to begin identified with Conti, right? It's a ransomware as a service model. You can just see like the MITRE ATT&CK provides this incredibly rich kind of threat briefing for you. Now, why would you want to use MITRE ATT&CK? Well, here's the thing: if your management came to you and said, "Hey," they're definitely not going to say Wizard Spider. They might say Conti, but if they say, "Hey, are we at risk of being attacked successfully by Conti? Are we secure from ransomware or whatever?" You can use MITRE ATT&CK to identify the attack techniques that they would be using, and then look at your own defenses and see if they would either prevent or detect these techniques from being used. So instead of having to check to see if you're preventing all of these things, all you have to do is look at these ones, right? Windows Command Shell, like what are we doing to look at that? Is our EDR doing anything? DLL injection, dynamic link library injection, right? Like process hollowing, service creations and stuff like that. What does the EDR do with that? You can also leverage this type of research in a banging way to ask your current EDR solution, right? So like, let's say you're running Microsoft Defender or you're running Sentinel-1, right? Or you want to do a bake-off. You can use MITRE ATT&CK in order to look at those different EDR solutions and really compare apples to apples. It's just such an invaluable tool. Okay. So looks like our turn's about to end here. Clint, did you what were your thoughts on MITRE ATT&CK?
I think MITRE ATT&CK's actually really good for
Uh-oh. Am I frozen?
campaign or threat.
Okay.
But oh, sorry, it looks like my stream is going in and out. But did you catch what I said? I mean, I really like the way that you can use it to model out attacks, just like you were demonstrating.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really good for SOC analysts, and it's really good for actually also doing risk assessments. There's a whole broad kind of camp around how to use the MITRE ATT&CK framework for doing your risk assessments to identify the most likely threat vectors and things like that. I think it's outstanding. In fact, we're working on a better solution for actually more visibly mapping that to the ThreatGEN red versus blue actions. It's just that we're so strategic and not so granular that you can't get that granular in mapping it to the MITRE ATT&CK framework, but we're working on it.
Yeah, it's definitely a great tool. And shout out to Jess Bishop. I don't know if Jess is in chat or not. I see her with a smiley
She's
emoji.
there
Shout
somewhere.
out to Jess Bishop for the concept of doing this particular attack or this stream. It's such a cool idea. All right, so we're still working on our persistence research, which takes 4 turns, but that's fine. We want to get down this tree, right? We can do a spearfishing attack, which is on brand for Conti. So we should do that. What does the spearfishing attack do? I'm going to click the question mark because I don't know exactly what spearfishing attack is in the context of this simulator. And the question mark will reveal kind of a Wikipedia page that's actually going to provide me this knowledge and information. So in the game usage, right? And plus the description for practical use. Deceive targets with specifically crafted malicious emails. Better chance of success than an email, but it shares the same defenses. This is a one-time action, not a campaign. A random Windows asset will be compromised. Okay, so let's do spearfishing since that's our bag, baby. All right. Mitre Attack are known attacks. Chris Weaver asks, can I bring this into chat? Yeah. Hey, Chris. Yeah. So Mitre Attack. Let me pull it up again. So Mitre Attack. It think of it as like a taxonomy, right? So it's not exactly the attacks, but like recon is recon is kind of doesn't map well, like initial access, right? So how do threat actors get initial access into the environment? There's different techniques, there's different ways you can do drive-by compromise, like through a watering hole technique with a website. Exploit a public facing application, right? So someone hacks into your VPN concentrator. I don't know what hardware editions are, and you can dig into these and they'll give you explanations, right? Phishing is a well-known one. We can target phishing with spear phishing attachments and stuff like that. So Mitre Attack gives you the full scope of what potential attacks there are. So think of it this way. If you were going to get compromised tomorrow by any threat actor, they would be using some combination of techniques that are captured in Mitre Attack. They're not going to invent something new because Mitre Attack is comprehensive. Or to the best of our knowledge, it's comprehensive. All right, let's keep our train rolling. We are I'm sorry. So by the way, because we are going hard, we're going ham as Wizard Spider. They put in the time and effort to do the hard stuff. So researching persistence, spearfishing attacks, reverse engineering, these things take a lot of time. And the ThreatGEN red versus blue platform actually accounts for this. So the things that are harder but have greater value take more time, aka turns, in the simulator, right? So it's really smart by ThreatGEN to have kind of weighed the cost versus the benefit. So you have to do that calculus yourself, whether you're an attacker or a defender. So it looks like I haven't done anything in 4 turns, but trust me, I am really getting warmed up, which reminds me, I need to change my soundboard to my Let's Play soundboard items. I'm going to look at chat really quickly. Whole Cyber Human Initiative, what's up, Paul. Caldera is a great example. So if you want to test against different kind of techniques, you can use a software application platforms that will allow you to execute specific techniques in kind of an automated way, right? We've seen other platforms like this. Atomic Red Team is a good example. Simulate is an example. Caldera is an example. Caldera is free, open source. It's very, very cool. Attack Navigator should be on everyone's radar. Yeah, Mitre Academy IQ, I think, has or Attack IQ. They have some pretty great education on the Mitre Attack specifically. Just looking at chat still a little bit. Appreciate y'all being here with us. By the way, if you think anyone would get value out of this particular simulation, share it on social media because we're going to be on streaming live for probably the next hour, I would say, as we infiltrate the organization. I do have 1 minute. I'm going to just take 1 second of my 1 minute and just confirm that I'm executing under Wizard Spider TTPs, right? So let me look at the attack navigator for Wizard Spider, right? I just want to make sure I'm doing spearfishing, so that's good. Let's see, malicious links, malicious execution, scheduled tasks, that's all fine. I'm researching persistence, so I feel like I'm on brand with that. This is the persistence techniques over here. Privilege escalation is in their wheelhouse. I'm not sure if I'm going to have an opportunity to do that, but I will be trying to attack user accounts on systems as I get in there. Network share discovery. I will be doing scanning once I get in and pop a box. Yeah, so I don't know, Clint. I want you to keep me honest, Clint, as far as sticking to the goal of being Wizard Spider.
Yeah, what's the I wasn't able to read the
Oh,
The
is
next
the font?
space in your TTPs there on the attack, MITRE ATT&CK.
Oh, okay. I'll get it to in a second. Persistence has been researched. We now your threat persistence capabilities have increased. That's excellent. That was a very expensive action too. So looking back at our action log, our one-time spearfishing attack should complete in one turn. Hopefully it works. Let's look at our skills. Our persistence is maxed out like a boss. That's totally dope. Is this a time-based thing, Clint? It's not, right? Like we have persistence indefinitely now, right?
I think yes, persistence.
Okay.
Well, yeah, when you research persistence, that's going to give you the indefinite buff for things like covering your tracks and um, evading IDS.
Okay. Cool. All right, so we still got one turn before we free up our spearfishing things. I really want to scan from the internet, but I'm reluctant to do it, guys, because oh geez, I don't want to. I really like to spend all of my my assets.
Yeah, I
Prepare,
would think
prepare.
that according to the TTPs and of Wizard Spider that you don't need to scan for external hosts. Their their attack vectors are strictly based off of things like social engineering, spear phishing, email.
Oh, okay. So
Um,
you think
yeah,
interesting?
I would research also electronic social engineering to improve your chances of getting a social engineering based compromise.
Okay. The one thing is I do have to scan at least one host so I can get so I can unlock the tree to get to reversing, right? Or you're saying once I pop a box through spearfishing, I'll be able to scan from there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, then let's do some research on um what did you say Clint would be useful?
Electronic social engineering.
Yeah, okay, cool. Let's do that. Keeping us on brand to be Wizard Spider. Oh, you know what we don't have, Clint? How a shame on us.
You know what? Real
We
quick,
really
I'm
don't
going to
have.
answer a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the question was asked, does ThreatGEN take into consideration lateral movement within different OSs? For example, having to use a jump box to go from Windows 7 to Windows 8. So, oh, that's loud. So red versus blue does take into consideration lateral movement, but this particular edition of red versus blue is not OS specific, and it doesn't get as detailed in getting into jump boxes or reverse shells or anything like that. But the next edition of red versus blue, which is currently codenamed the Next Wave, which is going to be a version of this particular game, the simulation, but it's a different product based on this engine, sort of, or rebuilding the engine, and it will be a lot more detailed. It will be OS specific, and so it's going to basically be the middle ground between red versus blue, what it is now, which is more strategic and conceptual, and say like a full cyber range, full detailed attack emulation like Caldera. It'll be the bridge between those two. So we'll look for that late this year, for early next year for that beta.
Awesome. I love it. I turned on a little background music. So chat, if the music is audible but not distracting, please give a shout out. I typically run it about right about here. All right, so our spearfishing technique didn't work, which totally stinks because that was a 3-turn move. I am gonna scan. I want to scan from here because I want to unlock. Here's the thing, Clint. In the instance of the game, if I do reverse engineering and I only see one machine, does it give me access to only vulnerabilities like 0 days that would be on that machine?
Yeah,
Okay,
unfortunately, it's only based on what you know about, what assets you know about. Yeah, in order to get new vulnerabilities, new 0 days on a new asset, you will have to redo your reverse engineering. I know that's a little bit kludgy, but it's just the way the engine was developed.
All right. Well, we're going to save this covert attack for when we're doing our ransomware attacks later.
The way that's working, the reason why, and the way that's working like that is because we didn't take into account like search the box for vulnerabilities. It's just basically when you do your reverse engineering, you're also searching the box. So it essentially says you're searching that box again. So yeah, we didn't take into account memory of vulnerabilities already discovered. So
okay, no problem. I'm trying to, yeah, like they don't do recon. So yeah, you know, another thing that isn't shown here that is a Conti TTP is they actually had like kind of an affiliate program where if you gave them your actual corporate access, right? So you work for a company, and if you gave them your credentials and stepped back, they would give you a piece of the ransomware money that they made, which is bananas. Chris Weaver, I'll answer your question about FireEye and CrowdStrike in just a minute. I've got 3 resources. I think I want to take another run at a spearfishing attack. So let's go with that to stay on brand for TTPs. Chris Weaver's asking about CrowdStrike and FireEye. So I always get CobaltStrike and CrowdStrike confused. FireEye and CrowdStrike are basically just EDR solutions, or endpoint detection and response, which is basically a modern day antivirus solution with way more functionality, right? It runs on endpoints, both of these. These are competitors. Runs on endpoints, and what they do is they stop, you know, malware detonation, malware execution, and you know, and then you can centrally manage it and do incident response and stuff like that. They are direct competitors to Microsoft Defender, SentinelOne, Cisco AMP, all of those. So yeah, if you were going to do a bake-off, you could actually do a bake-off with these different ones using Mitre Attack to get that apples to apples. All right, it's our turn. We completed our electronic SE, which is great. Hopefully that helps us with our spearfishing attack. I feel like I'm moving really in the wrong direction here. It's like giving me anxiety that I haven't already started popping boxes, but let's be prudent, right?
Yeah, you really got to get your SE up there. And I would say also, instead of just doing spearfishing, you know, run some campaigns too. Remember, campaigns, you set them and forget them. You'll have resources gone while the campaign is active, but it keeps it going. After a few turns, it starts to have diminishing returns, so you want to end the campaign, but you get more for your money with the campaigns.
Okay. All right, I'll give that a shot. I mean,
there is a better chance.
Any fishing, yeah.
There is a better chance with spearfishing, but if you're starting to do spearfishing and you're starting to notice that they're not working, that means the blue team has already started to put in like multi-factor authentication and security awareness training. So the way that you counteract that is to max out your electronic SE, your electronic social engineering. Max that out, and that'll counteract the effects of putting in strong social engineering defense.
All right. And
just like real life, right? I mean, if you're a master social engineer, you're going to have better effect against those that have just had basic social awareness training, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're on turn 7 of 50. We did a spearfishing attack earlier that was unsuccessful. We're maybe I got a little too excited by going for persistence so early and spent my resources inappropriately. But
yeah,
we're working on our electronic SE. If I could do it again, I would probably do persistence later after I started finding targets. But that's okay. I want to say real quick to Joe Senor. Joe, maybe I said it incorrectly. Glad you're watching. Welcome to the stream. It's a good time in here. Hit that sub button. We do it every Wednesday at 11:30. A live Let's Play with educational value. You know, you ask the other 30 people in chat here. They'll tell you what's up. All right, let's end the term. Recap my actions so far? Sure, I can do that. Give me 1 second. So basically, what I've done here, let me do this. What I've done so far is I did open source intelligence just a little bit to kind of get some visibility of like who I'm going to target. And then I started doing research. I randomly chose local file inclusion with the expectation that I just need to get a little bit more smart on different vulnerability exploitation techniques. Because when I find those vulnerabilities in my victim environment, I can take advantage of them with a higher level of success on exploitation. You know, a common misconception, and Clint, you might be able to comment on this. A common misconception that people have, myself included until just recently, as I did research into it, a lot of people think that like red team operators or advanced persistent threat operators, like every payload they launch, like every type of attack, every type of malware they drop is successful. It's like they're like the greatest magician on the planet. And in reality, payloads don't always hit, right? There's right. All sorts of challenges that get introduced. Can you talk about that while I kind of plan out my next move here?
Yeah, and Eric wants you to recap. Just scroll through your. He wants to see a recap of your actions that you played so far. But yeah, I mean, look, red teamers have the same limitations that actual adversaries have. You're emulating the adversary, and I mean, you are using the same techniques. And anytime you're writing an exploit, so pre-canned, it depends on the level of the attack, right? I mean, but if you're doing simple things like I don't know, simple web attacks and using beef or burp suite or something like that to man in the middle in the end user, that's a lot easier, but even that doesn't work all the time. But there's so many variables when it comes to your payload. When you're writing an exploit, there's so many variables that could be operating system specific, that could be patch level specific. Something you may write an exploit that is dependent on a patch being missing. That system may have it patched. You're also, I mean, writing an exploit to also automatically maintain persistence is extremely difficult, because these types of exploits using persistence and things like that, a lot of times you're dealing with the hardware memory. You're having to craft something that can universally break the stack or insert a DLL in the proper way. And so you have so many different configurations on so many different systems that absolutely, I mean, getting it's never 100%. In fact, and a lot of times it's not even 50%, just based off the complexity of the exploit and just how many hoops you have to jump through to get it to work when you're trying to automate this thing, right? So that's why, you know, I'm not trying to glorify the attackers, but an automated campaign, an automated exploit, or an automated methodology it's brilliant. I mean, it's amazing. It takes amazing talent to create that, and I've never done that. You know, I've always done lone wolf, red teamer, where I'm hands-on. If I craft an exploit, I'm doing it hands-on, right then and there, on the spot, or something specific to that one machine. So to do something like that can automatically deploy itself or launch itself or hide itself on a multitude of different systems, it's astronomically difficult.
Thank you for that, Clint. Great explanation. So guys, good news. Our spearfishing campaign worked, right? We've successfully compromised an asset, which means we're absolute boss modes. Hold on. Where's my...
Look at me. Sure. I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now. I love that sound bit. We've got pivots available, and we successfully done our spearfish. So we are doing what we're supposed to be doing as far as Conti goes, or Wizard Spider. Now, you might be like, Jerry, like, YOLO, go for the ransomware. Let's not do that yet, right? Maybe we can, well, I think we should cover our tracks, right? Can we do that? Hide the evidence of a compromised asset, making it more difficult for the blue team to detect. I'm going to do that because this is my endpoint. I don't want to do that, okay? I don't want to get caught. So let's do that. Well, Clint, let me tell you my thought process here based on what you know about Wizard Spider 2. Regardless of it Wizard Spider or not, I want to cover my tracks because I've got a foothold into the environment. I want to do a host scan from here so I can find other targets, which is a TTP of Wizard Spider. And what's the disruptive malware do for me?
The disruptive malware will start to reduce their profit and loss meter, which is what you want if you're doing this sort of campaign.
Okay, perfect. So let's do that, guys. We've got our victim. So let's go in.
So
now, Clint, would it be worth Well, we're doing cover tracks right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, look at it this way. You know, there's 3 different ways to start to affect their profit and loss meter. Start denying their systems, reducing their production, which you don't want to do because they'll see that that's noisy. So if you want to do it in a stealthy way, you pop a box, cover your tracks, stay hidden, and then you do exfiltrate data. Now you're going to have to do that on a few boxes to really affect their profit and loss, that affect the, you know, to a critical level. But if you want to actually operate like Wizard Spider, you're going to have to start getting ransomware on these boxes, which is obviously going to blow your cover. So if you're going to do ransomware, it doesn't make sense to cover your tracks unless you want to use that as your single pivot point, move laterally, and then expose yourself everywhere else. Yeah,
that's my goal, because this is my only input right now. I want to try to find some crown jewels. Will install disruptive malware announce me?
No, that stays hidden.
Okay. All right, so what we've decided to do is cover our tracks, which is great. We're going to scan because we want to pivot from here. And yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, this could be a workstation in the DMZ. We don't know, okay? All right, so we covered our tracks successfully, which makes us really good. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't be captured, right, guys? If you're familiar with Black Hills Information Security's Rita product, we can cover our tracks by hiding the executable, making it look like a Windows service and all these other things. But with C2 traffic going out our network and beaconing to an unknown IP address somewhere in like Uruguay, that is you can't avoid that, okay? So we may be detected. We have completed a host scan. Let's see what we found. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Okay.
No network segmentation.
I am the Vapors. Woo. Oh my gosh, Clint.
I'm gonna go for so based on the host name of the box you popped, it looks like it's in the user zone, which means it's not 100% useful. And they have their network segmented, which means at any time, if they decide to segment their network, you're going to end up losing access to all those boxes except for the one you have a pivot on.
Unless it's in the same segment as the one I have a pivot on, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, I mean, I guess I just have to randomly guess. Wait, what's the IP of this? 2982. So my goal is to choose ones that are near 82, hoping that they're in the same network segment. So this one. What else can I do on this box? Should I assume that disruptive malware was successful? Oh, that didn't work, so I should do it again, right?
Yeah, you can try to do it again, but it may be possible that they may have like antivirus, updated antivirus, and EDR and all that stuff already installed on that one. It's just a user workstation, so I don't know.
But it's all right. We're gonna do some port scans here. Gonna try to find some juicy bits. Because the idea is the thing is with this game, I have 5 assets and it takes 2 to do ransomware. So I may even want to consider hiring some more hackers so I can go all ham on this organization. What are we saying here? Credentials useful later if you get caught. Yeah, they could be. We're doing some scanning. So, you know, I guess Chris asks a good question here, Clint. Is it worth doing credential harvesting? What does that get me in the game? And while you're saying that, I'm going to look at Wizard Spider.
Credential harvesting is going to do 2 things. It's going to make password attacks a little easier, and it's also going to make social engineering attacks a little easier.
Well, then maybe
because you have credentials now that you can use for basically. Well, you have credentials are going to give you more ammo for your password attacks, and can also give you more data for social engineering.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do it because Chris is right. Look at this. This is a valid account. This is a persistence mechanism of Wizard Spider. So let's back out 2 of these port scans and do harvest creds. Okay, thanks, Chris. Keeping me honest on my Wizard Spidering. Okay, here we go. All right, nice job. You completed your first port scan. Dig a little deeper. Completed a host scan. All right, cool. All right, so
so I was corrected. So one of our devs, actually Greg told me, so pilfering the data makes social engineering attacks easier, while credential harvesting makes password attacks easier. Yep, I forgot that.
Hey, while we're here, thank you, Greg. While we're here, I'm gonna go electronic SE one more, right, or whatever. I want to max out that skill tree skill, simply because it's a main attack that we're leveraging for initial compromise, right, Clint?
I missed it. My network cut out on me. I think you noticed that.
I'm going to do research on electronic SE because spearfishing
Yes.
and social engineering is so important to wizard spiders.
Yeah, max that out.
All right, let's do that. You can't do it parallel, right? You can't do 2 researches in parallel?
Not of the same thing.
Okay.
But you can do,
All right.
you can research several things at once, but
That's all right. I want to find some stuff. We have 2 network devices here. So we could do port scanning of another device, or we could do service enumeration. I want to do, gosh. My fear is losing access.
you're going to lose access to a lot of those unknown devices as soon as the blue team segments their network, if they segment their network. So yeah, those network devices you're finding could possibly be firewalls, and you're going to need those to move laterally throughout the network. So I would work on those.
Okay. Well, I'm going to research. Well, what can I do in here? Nothing
Yeah, and
really.
by the way, and it was you're not able to max. When I say max out your research, you can never max it out, because the higher you get, the more diminishing returns each one gets, but you can get it pretty high.
So I just want to point out to everybody that I was unable twice to install disruptive malware, so I'm going to stop doing that. But it's unfortunate because it would have been great to be able to do that. The attack campaign. You said this is persistent. Cost per turn is 4. Cost per turn is 3. Cost per turn is 2. Okay. So we'll come back to that because my resources are used right now. This guy is it's got the .82 IP address. What's the closest one to that? Assuming that the network admin had a brain, and when he or she laid out this environment, this is the closest one right here. So let's do that. All right. Let's see. Good morning, Yen Vong. Good to see you. Hey, Jess. Wouldn't it be funny if someone from Wizard Spider? Oh my God, yeah. Well, hopefully, just from a curiosity perspective, not as a target evaluation. Yes. You know what, Ryan Spishak? We're leveraging the Felina vulnerability. Macros enabled or disabled, it doesn't matter. We're using modern techniques. Make sure that you guys disable that Microsoft troubleshooting tool. Oh no, Clint, access cut off.
Yep, there it was. They segmented the network.
All right, so we do have the gateway firewall, which is nice.
Actually,
Can't
you
do
don't.
I don't have that.
So yeah, you even lost access. So when they resegmented their network, you even lost access to your pivot, because I guess even the user workstation area got rezoned. That gateway firewall, you're gonna have to recompromise it to get in, or if you're gonna follow, you want to continue to follow Wizard Spider, direct compromises of perimeter assets is not the strategy. You need to try to
do an attack
spearfishing
campaign.
again. Or attack campaigns, especially if you have your electronic social engineering research really high, then campaigns you can still get in even if they have all the countermeasures in place, as for the reasons we discussed earlier.
Yeah. So these, this costs 2, this costs 3, this costs 4. I'm assuming, is it based on the likelihood of successful execution? The higher the price, the more likely, or is it based on what you get access to?
You're going to get access to the same types of assets. Basically, those are, I think, level of difficulty and level of the more resources it costs, then the more likelihood you are to succeed is basically the formula.
I'm gonna do a watering hole attack simply because our SE research is very high, so I'm thinking it helps offset some of this. And I want to have my resources available to use once I find something. Is there anything I can do for one piece of information or one evade network
You
detection?
can search for vulnerabilities.
No, can I?
For one, yeah. And you do have that. You have that firewall already service enumerated. So searching for vulnerabilities, public vulnerabilities, would actually let you know. Or you can do a password attack. Password attack's like 1, I think, as well.
Yeah, I'll do this. I'll scan for vulnerabilities on that. Because realistically, ransomwaring, all the things is good. Okay. Care to dance? Challenge you to red versus blue? Okay, we can do that, Eric Taylor. I'll be the red team. Well, we have Josh Mason coming on stream. I assume, Eric, you'd want to be the blue team, since Barricade Cyber Solutions is an incident response firm. So
we
get
should
it on
put
the
Josh
calendar.
and Eric against each other. And by the way, so everybody, we
that
have
would be
a
cool.
Jerry and I are starting to put together a red versus blue league. We don't have the details done yet, but I mean, we know we have Josh that plays, Eric wants to play, we have myself, we have Jerry. So we're going to put together a tournament bracket style red versus blue league. Contact us if you want to be part of the league.
Yeah, that's a great point. And Eric, thanks for wanting to play. I think those are, 2 definite candidates right there for the tournament. We found some vulns. This is good. We're still doing our. We're still doing our attack campaign.
Barricade, right?
Yeah, Eric Taylor's with Barricade.
Barricade Security.
So we could compromise the gateway firewall, but I really feel that that's not their TTPs. Right? So just looking at it.
Yeah, it's not. But at some point, you get to the point where if you're not, I mean, it just depends on how you want to play it. Either you give up, either you say, well, it's too late, I can't get in using Wizard Spider, we failed the mission, or you pivot and just kind of go outside of your periphery just to get access.
I want to stay true to the challenge. Yeah, they're so good at like successful spearfishing and stuff. Let's stay the course. Let's stay the course. All right. Sorry, you guys are looking at me and I was looking at this. I thought I was sharing it. I wasn't. My bad.
Hey, people in the chat, every now and then, is it Jerry's video feed that's freezing or is it mine? And I don't know if you even noticed, but I'm getting intermittent dropouts.
It's probably me. All right. So, Clint, I feel like we're really putting a lot of eggs in the old attack campaign basket. Can I run a spear attack while doing a watering hole attack?
Yes. You can do spearfishing while doing campaigns, yes.
All right. Well, I think that makes sense. Or I can do research. Right? I could do research or I can do a spearfishing attack. Persistence is high, but we're not ready for that. We don't know any vulns yet. You said that there's diminishing returns at this point on this, right?
Yeah, I don't know how much I don't know how much more you're going to get out of that.
Okay. I was just wondering because this is super important to me. Does human SE help for these type of attacks? Spearfishing, watering hole?
Say again?
Does human social engineering skill tree help?
That's
with
for
those
physical.
Things?
Human social engineering is for on-site social engineering.
All right. Well, I've got 3 things here I really need to spend. I guess I'll do a spearfishing attack. And what's the vulnerability here? Incorrect access control, integer overflow. All right. All right, y'all. It's yours, not Jerry. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, I'm getting that from a lot of people. And I've had it the last few streams. I need to figure out what's up with my internet around here.
Here we go. First attack campaign.
There we go.
We're underway.
Yep.
All right.
A lot of resources gone from that too, so hopefully it pays off. It's a bold strategy,
Yes,
Cotton.
well,
hopefully it pays off. We'll see if it pays off.
So what is going on right now, Clint? I have an active watering hole campaign in progress. Oh, you can see it down here.
Yeah, exactly. And
So what do I just have to hope? Like something appears?
yeah, there's nothing you can do. Basically, you set up the malicious code for some watering hole that your resources, your hackers have hacked, and it's like a fly trap. Now you just sit around and wait for somebody to fall into your trap.
All right, just like a spider, a wizard spider. I love it. I love it.
That's
Guys,
a good
really quick.
point.
Huh?
Somebody said lowering my stream quality. That's a good point. I'm running at 1080, and normally when I stream on my private my individual YouTube streams, I run at 720. So I'm thinking that's the problem.
We'll give it a shot. Guys, if you are getting even the inkling of value, take like 2 seconds and hit the thumbs up button. It lets us know that you guys like it, and it helps. YouTube's like, oh, people like this. Let me push it to other people so we can share this information with other people. I didn't even look at the tags on this video, Clint, to see if they were configured correctly. I think they were, but all right. We've put a lot of, I take those things, I look into those things quite seriously. All right, let's go. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. Everybody. Here we go. Anybody? So does this mean we got nothing? So we are all in on this. Okay, so I'm going to end the turn again. This is sad, man. I'm going to end the turn and hope that our spearfishing attack and our watering hole attack win for us, okay?
How many turns do we have on the spearfishing? Is it next turn?
Spearfishing, 1 turn. It should
Okay.
It should end right now.
Oh.
Fail. Jesus. We are getting dominated. We're like Wizard Spider, like a JV squad. All right.
Well, I think here's one thing that's really kind of pointed out is that if you are implementing proper defenses, then a single strategy approach is less effective, and it's possible that the AI is currently implementing all the right mechanisms to counteract social engineering. So if that's our only strategy, our approach is limited and therefore less effective. And JV stands for junior varsity. It's an American football term.
Yeah, it means you're not good to be like the A team or like the pro
Yeah,
level.
yeah, the second team, the B team.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. So I guess I'm going to admit that approaching the I don't know what the blue team did, right? But their approach has been successful at thwarting my attempt to be Wizard Spider. Thanks, Poner Joe. Good to have you on the stream with us. I'm gonna pivot a little bit because I don't like to lose. I'm gonna pivot a little bit. I'm still all about data exfiltration and ransomware, but I'm going to expand my TTPs a little bit. Hopefully, if you guys have been with us since we kind of kicked off, we've gone through MITRE ATT&CK. We've talked about TTPs. How you can use the MITRE ATT&CK Navigator to understand how to emulate different threat actors in the environment. But now I'm going YOLO. If I host scan from the internet, I will find assets and gateway firewall, which I already know, right, Clint?
Say again.
If I host scan from the internet, I'll get gateway and any DMZ devices, right?
You'll get gateway and any internet-facing devices. So it could be internet users, it can be the VPN, but yeah.
All right.
You won't get anything internal of the DMZ unless you pop the DMZ.
Right. And I'm going to study integer overflow. I'm going to start. And should I end my watering hole attack too? That takes 1 turn.
Yeah, if you're not getting anything from it, I would say
it's been 2 turns.
Oh, it's only been 2 turns. Give it a couple more. The diminishing returns taper off after about 4 turns or so. They really drop after that.
Okay.
So
Appreciate the 45
Greg,
of you joining us. Yeah, go ahead.
Greg is asking me on a back channel. He thought he saw initial firewall exploit as one of the Wizard Spider TTPs.
Let's look. We can look in the. Let me see. Firewall. I don't see the word firewall under them. Yep, and then here is, we're looking, so we are looking at them right now. Firewall only appears in the navigator under defensive techniques, which is disabling or modifying the firewall. So if Greg can drop a link or something on where he saw that, I trust me, I would love for the for that to be. Hold on, you guys aren't looking. Damn it! I keep forgetting to share this screen. Sorry, guys. This is me looking at MITRE Attack Navigator. You can see this is all of Wizard Spider's TTPs. The only thing under firewall is under defense evasion. So I don't see it under initial access or, kind of execution. So if someone can provide that, I would love it. But in the interims, let's port scan this baby. I get so ridiculously, I'm so hyperbolic in my reactions. Like, we got one Windows workstation, it's probably Carl's, in the DMZ, and I'm like, we're going all in, people. We're going ham. I'm kind of absurd when it comes to these things. All right, let's do it. Integer overflow research completed. First attack campaign. That's good. Oh wait, that's from 4 turns ago. Okay, Clint, so looks like our watering hole has still not worked, unless this is what found us. I think we got this from the port scan. I guess we'll give the watering hole one more turn, right?
Yeah, try one more time.
All right. Do service enumeration on this guy, and it takes all of our resources to attack on that, so let's not do that. Let's do I guess let's do another integer overflow research. That way we can prepare for, okay, if we're going to go through the firewall, at least we'll have a higher chance of success. All right. I think it's time to end the watering hole technique. What do you think?
Yeah. Yep.
What a bummer, guys. We haven't really succeeded on any of these assets. We do have one workstation which we can attack after we finish this one. I will do some vulnerability research. Reverse engineering is 3 turns, which is pretty steep. Yeah, I think I did start with OSINT, didn't I? Yeah, I did OSINT as my first move of the whole game, but see, you can do so here's the thing. When you're doing vulnerability research, with like, these are all, ways to do it, not password attack, but these 3. When I'm looking at it, fuzzing is 2 turns, 2 resources. Reversing is 3 turns, 5 resources. This is like your entire team for 3 turns. That's like such a huge cost. And I know you get really good results, but like 2 people, 2 turns, you could do that twice and get 2 0 days versus 1 0, so I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Let's see. Okay, guys, campaign ended. We didn't really get too much good stuff from that, which totally stinks, but all right. We have, what can we do? So we could attack this thing for 5 and own it. All right. We can attack this for 5 and own it, or we can look for vulnerabilities on this box and own it. I'm feeling, I don't know, guys. What do you think in chat? Let me see if I can do this. Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can do this really quick. I'm going to see if I can start a poll in chat. See if we can do this really quickly. Clint, when you were pen tester, how often did you leverage spearfishing attacks?
I would say that was kind of a different department. We've used that, and we did that, but that's the lowest hanging fruit. Most of the stuff that I did was full campaign red team stuff, so we leveraged everything all at once. Physical compromise and social engineering, which was kind of my specialty, and so spearfishing was definitely part of it, but I mean, I would say no more so than any of the other aspects, because we did just tons of stuff. We did, we would use Burp Suite and Beef, which is the browser exploitation framework, to do social engineering campaigns. We would set up watering holes. So we did a bunch of stuff, but I mean, physical social engineering and physical access was always the easiest attack vector. I would say that spearfishing, for the level of effort, spearfishing wasn't really needed as much. So, I mean, a well-crafted, generalized email campaign, because it's so massive, always yielded just as much, or if not better, results than spearfishing. Spearfishing takes a lot of prep and a lot of research. Nowadays, I mean, crafting generalized email social engineering or email social engineering or social media social engineering attacks, the tools to do that is so good that I think spearfishing is a waste of time. And to do a perfectly executed spearfishing attack and the payoff, you don't need it in real life.
Okay. Unless you're going for like an executive or something.
Yeah. I mean, spearfishing is if you're going for that big fish right off the bat. But if you're just going for if you're just going for the best bang for your buck to get an attack vector, then just regular campaigns.
Okay, guys. So if you are on the ThreatGEN YouTube channel, right? I know some of you are on the Simply Cyber one. If you are on the ThreatGEN YouTube channel right now, I've just released a poll asking you to vote if we should stay true to the TTPs or if I should just blow a hole in this firewall and go ham on it, okay? So let me know. I just did a host scan from the internet and found another victim. So we'll port scan that. Go over to the ThreatGEN YouTube channel. I see we've had 2 votes and 100% want to stay the course and stay Wizard Spider. I appreciate that. I respect that. If you're not sure how to get over to the ThreatGEN YouTube channel, just go to YouTube. Oh my gosh. Go over to YouTube, or you're on YouTube. Just open a new tab and go YouTube space or youtube.com space ThreatGEN, ThreatGEN, and you'll get access to the poll there, and you can share us. I will tell you, I'm loading the gun on integer overflow. So if we decide collectively that we're going to do that, we're going to do it.
By the way, Jerry, you typed that in chat. You said bust through the firewall. Are we throwing the firewall? Because your spelling is makes it look like we're going to chunk the firewall.
I wish I had my yeet sound effect.
THREW.
Yeah. I don't even know. Oh, did I write that on the...
I think you... I don't know. Did you chat, or do we have another ThreatGEN representative chatting in chat for us? I'm chatting on...
I'm not chatting in chat on behalf of ThreatGEN.
Okay, so we have another representative, I think, trying to help us out in ThreatGEN typing, so...
Okay, that's nice.
Oh, that's the poll question. That's what it is. So you mistyped the poll question. You said, should we stay true to TTPs or bust through, as in through the firewall?
Oh, yeah. My English, English not so good.
You need Derek Zoolander School for kids who can't read good.
I agree. So I'm thinking stay the course. People are fighting back and forth. We got 9 votes. 2/3 of everybody wants us to stay the course, which I'm fine doing.
I agree that it's more educational to stay the course.
Yep. Plus, no one's ever seen me lose in this game. No one's ever seen me lose, so this would be memorable.
Yeah,
right,
I think in the early streams you did. You didn't. In a couple of the early streamers, like maybe you lost as the first time you did red team.
Oh yeah, that's true. My bad. I guess I forgot. All right, let's end the
Selective
turn.
memory.
See what happens here. All right, stay true. Fuzzing successful, which means we found some vulns. All right, we've got all 5 of our assets. We could attack. What vulns does this guy got? Of course, none that we actually have. He has outdated virus, which is pretty sweet. Okay. So let's attack. This technically would be, I mean, normally they get through with a phishing email, but you could argue that, like, you know, detonating TrickBot is kind of an attack on the workstation. I'm really scared to use all 5 resources on a 1-turn attack when we could do more research and possibly take over this network device and scan from it. So let's do this. Let's do some, what's outdated antivirus, like in the context of the game? Does that mean I have a higher success rate of attack?
Yeah, so if machine has outdated antivirus, you have a better success, a better chance of deploying malware or ransomware on that machine.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I need to learn some.
Yeah, I don't think you can actually use outdated antivirus as an attack. I don't think that's an attack vector or vulnerability. I think that's more for. I don't think.
All right. Well, I need to do service enumeration on this guy. I guess I could do a password attack on this guy. I don't want to waste my stuff, though. You know what I mean? What does password attack get me? Would I own the box?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. All my spearfishing has failed. I could find public vulns. So let's do find public vulns and do a password attack on this box. Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, everybody wants us to stay the course, by the way. So.
Yeah, so yeah, if you, yeah, I mean, I think our opportunities for doing successful social engineering attacks are starting to diminish.
Okay, then let's go.
But you have that remote user there too, so I think anytime, well, I would say some of the attacks are left up to interpretation, since we're not as granular as the Mitre Attack framework goes. You know, you could launch an attack. Never mind. It has to be social. The initial attack vector has to be social engineering based.
Oh, okay. So check it out. I did. Okay, hold on. So this could work here. Check this out. So this is from Chen Micro Research 2021, and this is Conti detonation across the firewall chain, or the firewall chain, the OSINT, the cyber kill chain. Firewall exploit is initial entry and execution according to Trend Micro. As far as I'm concerned, this looks pretty good.
Is that the one Greg found? Yeah, because I didn't.
No. I mean, I had it up earlier because you were saying that we didn't get to the granular
level.
So
yeah, that. Greg is telling me that's the one he saw that said firewall exploitation is a Conti attack vector.
All right. Guess what, people? I'm going in. Did we take over that box? No. All right. We're attacking this guy.
We waited so long, though. The vulnerabilities might be patched by now. Who knows? I'm gonna have to do some 0-day.
So do I spent all that time researching
Pull the infographic
overflow.
off.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I have literally an expert on my team who knows integer overflow attacks. But I do have a 0-day.
Oh, you do have a 0-day? Try the integer overflow first. If that doesn't work, then start researching Stack Overflow to get the 0-day.
All right, let's go. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Trend Micro. All right.
Greg's our SQA guy, by the way.
Damn it. So that didn't work.
Okay, yeah, they patched it. So go for that 0 day. In fact,
We
you might
wasted
not
all
you
that
might
time.
not even need to research the 0 day. If 'cause the chances that they patch that 0 day are slim to none, because
I like those odds.
the blue team AI, I can tell you right now, the blue team AI rarely ever will do a pen test.
All right, let's do it. Well, hold on. Let's just be honest, though. Attacking the firewall would be cool, but we do have this DMZ thing. We could do. Why can't I do service enumeration?
So yeah, okay. I would say that the DMZ VPN does count as kind of a firewall. I would say there's a gray area, and I would say that attacking the VPN, which is what that is, does fit within the attack parameters as outlined by our mission.
Agreed. And I mean, this is what essentially Colonial Pipeline. I mean, they weren't doing like 0 day attacks, but they attacked the VPN.
Well, even
why can't
before
I?
that.
Do I have to scan for vulns on this thing first, or how come? Why
No,
can't
you
I
have a
attack this?
vulnerability. You have a vulnerability. Why? Yeah. Why?
Oh. So I have to do some research.
No. Go. No. Go. What? You click on the VPN. Yeah, you can attack it.
No, I know, but I'm wondering. I don't have 0 days. I could do a Stack Overflow research.
Oh, yeah. Wait. So that one has a Stack Overflow that's not a 0 day. The firewall has a Stack
Yep.
Overflow 0 day.
Yeah, I would really
Oh.
like to do some research or maybe do vulnerability. Maybe do research and an attack on this somehow.
Well, be careful with your attacks too. You're gonna be noisy.
Yeah,
Number
I want
one,
to do research then.
if they have an IDS in the DMZ, they're gonna see your attack.
Unless I have a 0 day, right?
Unless, well, no, 0 days doesn't prevent it from being noisy. My point was you want to be precision, one shot, one kill with your attacks if you can, unless you prepare IDS evasion. If you prepare
how do I
IDS
do that?
evasion,
Where's my IDS evasion?
prepare network evasion and scroll down
This?
right there. Evade network detection. So you set that up. That makes your very next attack more stealthy.
All right. Well, I want to do some research. Oh my god, get out of here! Ugh.
You're getting flustered.
Well, it's annoying. I'm annoyed.
I'm
Hold on
annoying.
1 second.
Here, I'll tell you what. I'll remove one of the annoying factors out of the equation. I have to go take care of something real quick. I'll be back.
All right, guys. So real quick, I'm doing that. I need to do some research on. I want to do some fuzzing, and I've got one resource left, and I'll just do a host scan from here in case another. Oh wait, I have 2. Whoa. Fuzzing, evade. Oh, I'm gonna do some research on Stack Overflow just in case. Hopefully that took. Did it take? Evade network detection failed. Really? Okay. Do it again. All right, so we're doing the research on this. Our integer overflow is like next level because we just found a bunch of vulns, I guess. Cool. I definitely want to attack this. Wait, did I already try to attack this with the integer overflow and failed? No, I tried to do a password attack on it. Okay. It's going to be good. Prepare covert attack. Let's take a look at it. We finished our research. We did our fuzzing. This is good. This guy's got a hot 0 day. Okay. Let's check out. Seba asks, prepare covert attack. So we put the question mark to see what it means. Make a compromise on the next successful manipulation attack harder to detect with endpoint protection. Play this action before you attack. Okay, so this is only if you're going to be doing specifically, attack, manipulation attack, right? So we are being noisy, so let's prep that. Good idea. Well, it takes 3 turns though. Good grief. Damn. That's a lot of time. Let's do it though. And then let's research the format string. Turns. Can we do anything fun on this guy? No. This guy's got issues for days, huh? Wow. I think we should attack this. Like, as much as I really want to prepare the covert attack. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I'm gonna be noisy because if they, I don't think they'd have EDR on this, and we can do an integer overflow attack and get it. Okay, let's go. Welcome back, Clint. I decided to attack that one endpoint with a integer overflow, which is a skill that we had a lot of advanced skill in.
There you go.
Kill chain.
Successful.
Okay. All right, so we own this box now. Clint, I'm struggling here. Not struggling, but I'm torn. Right, we have a 0 day on this guy that we could attack, and we've got this guy. Does cover tracks help us? That would be good, right?
Cover tracks, yeah, because that is going to prevent them from seeing using the EDR to see the compromise.
All right. Well, I can't do anything else here except like I can't attack. I can do research. Let's do one more Stack Overflow or a format string error 0 day research.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To help us with our 0 day, or do you think it doesn't matter? Because this would only matter if they had done pen testing, right?
Yes. Yeah, the only way they can find 0 days is through pen testing.
Let's do more fuzzing then. Wait, that takes 2 turns. Seba and Chad actually offered up doing prepare covert attack.
Yeah, that
takes 3 long turns though.
So preparing, so IDS evasion, it will prevent your attack from being discovered by IDS. The covert attack will keep your compromise hidden.
Let me ask you this.
It will.
Okay, to stay true to the model. Wizard Spider will exfiltrate data before they ransomware because it's ridiculous for them to encrypt and then exfiltrate it, right? So if I pilfer data right now, is that noisy?
Pilfering data is not noisy.
Or exfiltrate data. I'm sorry, what's the difference?
Exfiltrate data is not noisy.
All right. Well, exfiltrate data is on brand for Wizard Spider, and
yes.
I do want to do something on brand for Wizard Spider, even though because our spearfishing's been hot mess on fire. So we're doing that.
So what you should look, you have that remote user. Keep in mind that remote user is logged into a DMZ. That's not just some remote user you found at Starbucks and it's isolated to that computer. You can use that remote user as a pivot to get more boxes.
Oh, so I should host scan.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do that.
So yeah, I mean what? Yeah. So remember things like exfiltrating data. Destructive malware, that's going to bring down the profit and loss. There's 2 conditions that we're trying to win here. There's one game win condition, which is we're using ransomware and pilfering and exploiting or exfiltrating data to win with a profit and loss victory. But I think also we have a mission victory, even though it's not an in-game victory. We have a mission victory if we get the bad guys to pay the ransomware. If we install ransomware and if we get the blue team to pay the ransomware, that's a win for us. That's our goal.
Absolutely. I love it. And I want it. I want it. Let's go.
And you have a better chance of getting more social engineering. If you pilfer data and have your electronic social engineering research as high as you can, you might have better chances of getting more campaign successes.
All right, I wasn't fully registering what you said. So we just did an OSINT a host scan, or excuse me, we did a host scan from here, and we found all these devices. So these devices are in the same network segment, presumably, or they haven't network segmented and they just found us before.
Those things are, yes, those things are in the same network segment as the remote user.
All right, I'm going to scan all of them. My thinking is this is our opportunity to find a bunch of stuff, start popping them, and then go, start exfiltrating data.
Or just load up the DMZ with ransomware and then get them to pay us.
This DMZ?
Well, so all that remote user is in the DMZ. They have a VPN, which means that remote user is in the DMZ, which means every single one of those devices you have are in the DMZ.
Right. So you're saying ransomware this guy or ransomware these guys?
No. Yeah, discover all those first, and then.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's what I was saying too. Yeah. Okay. We're on the same page. I thought you were suggesting I abandon these endpoints and attack this concentrator. All right. We're going in. Cross-site scripting is a vulnerability that is available, but you have to discover it first, that like, oh, this system is susceptible to cross-site scripting before you exploit it that way. Ooh, guys, we got some juicy assets. Okay.
Yeah, so any of those Windows servers can be ransomwared and data exfiltrated.
Let's do service enumeration. Let's port scan this. And then is this a pivot point right now?
Yes.
All right. Do I need to do anything to maintain this thing as quiet? Or can I exfiltrate data and start doing that?
You can start exfiltrating data right now. That's not noisy according to the game.
All right. So guys, here's what I'm thinking. We're beginning to realize our Wizard Spider mission objectives, right? Like the boss, because they operate like a business, Stern has been on my back about delivering value. So now I'm starting to exfiltrate data. We're starting to build up that file repo that we're going to sell back to the victim. And we're identifying what these Windows Server devices are so we can get on them and do what we do. All right. And again, I know there's 54 of us here, so some of you have joined us, some of us haven't. We are playing ThreatGEN Red versus Blue, the cybersecurity simulation platform that allows you to simulate real environments and take the defensive side, like the CISO or the SOC analysts, or the offensive security side, which is what I'm operating on, i.e. the red team, right? Black Hills InfoSec, thank you. We are using MITRE Attack framework, which is provided by MITRE, free of charge. And this is Wizard Spider, the APT famously known for Conti Ransomware that we're operating under. And we are doing everything in our power to stick and adhere to these tactics and techniques that are, in fact, what Wizard Spider does. So how are we doing that in this game? Well, we've done spearfishing. We have found an asset that we were able to compromise through that technique, this guy right here. We have done a host scan from this guy. These devices are in the same network segment as this guy. We have then pivoted over to these guys, enumerated their services, and now we're going to hopefully take advantage of them. You can see their DMZ devices, right? These are all network devices right here. Let's see if we can. Oh, we got to find some vulns. Okay. So we have 5 turns or 5 resources. Again, the reverse engineering is so expensive. Let's do fuzzing, and then how about we prepare covert attack, which would help us with our manipulation attack, right, Clint?
Yes.
Okay, it's pretty expensive for 3 turns, but let's do it anyways. Do we have to do exfiltrate data every turn, or is it like once you do it once?
No, once it succeeds on an asset, it's permanent until the asset gets cleaned.
Do I have any visibility into that? Oh, because it's not working.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So data exfiltration is not working, but that's okay. for now. I do want to exfiltrate some data though. May 18th, 2022, spider inner working mappings. No, let me see. May 18th, 2022, spider inner workings mappings. Chris, you'll have to drop a link in chat. I Googled that and it didn't, I don't know what it is that you're referring to. Okay. Our action log still looks good. Track's still covered. Oh, all right. All of our assets are currently deployed. We're looking for fuzzing. We're about to prepare a covert attack, which is good. We'll just wait. Thanks, Eddie. Del Castillo. Absolutely. Happy to have you here. All right. All right. So did it work, please? All right. So we successfully fuzzed, which means we probably found things on these boxes.
Nice.
Guys, look at me. This is awesome. I'm so pumped about this, guys. We had spent all that time doing integer overflow 0 day, right? Or integer overflow, and we found a 0 day on this box. Please. Oh, it's here too, but we need to do cross-site request forgery. So first we'll pop this box, which we can't do for another turn until our covert attack is done. But that'll line up perfectly with this. So let's actually take time and do something with our 2 turns. We could compromise one of these boxes. So let's do service enumeration on 2 things. It takes 1 turn. We'll find out what it is. Maybe we can find some more endpoints, right? But what I'm super pumped about is this DMZ recorder is about to become we're about to become the captain. Covert attack prepared. Backdoor created. Oh, feels good. All right, let's get it. Okay, guys. You know. Come on, man. You know we're attacking this thing all day long. Manipulation. Send it. All right, we found a server firewall and a Palo Alto DMZ device.
Looks like a
oh my
switch.
God. Guys. Yes, Nathan Blair loves playing ThreatGEN Red versus Blue. So do I. So do I. I'm so grateful that I get to play it every Wednesday at 11:30. Guys, let's let it fly. Best wishes. Let's take it over. That didn't work. Bro, are you kidding me? It's a 0 day, and we have like almost maxed out learning on it.
Ooh, do it again. I think you just got a bad luck of the draw. I think that you just misfired.
All right.
That's all.
I didn't have the payload properly configured.
Yeah.
Dude, again?
That's
That's a tough beat. That's a tough beat. All right. Let's do a 0 day cross-site request forgery on this machine. I was so excited. So excited. Now I'm so sad. So sad. Bro, are you kidding me? Oh, our 0 days are trash. Is there any way to say
I just
how...
cannot. I would be really surprised if the blue team has found those 0 days and has already patched the 0 days. I would be really surprised.
Can we take a screenshot and send this to lead devs?
It's not a bug. You're just the blue team.
No, I
has
know
done
it's not a bug. It's just I'm raging against the machine. All right, let's do what we can. Let's do what we can. I really need to take over one of these boxes. So what else can we do here? I guess we could find another 0 day.
Yeah, you're literally just getting like bad misfires. That's all. There's no way those should be failing like that. You're just getting bad luck rolls. I'm telling you. It's like you just rolled 3 1s in D&D is what happened. And
I have 2 0 days on this guy.
I bet if you keep trying them, it'll hit. I guarantee you.
I mean, do you think it'd be better to go with this one since it's such a high likelihood?
Yeah, it's a 0 day. It just hit it. It's gonna work.
There it worked. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Hold on.
Look at me. Sure. I'm the captain now.
All right,
So
I'm the
that's
captain
a data
now.
historian. That's a data historian is what that is.
All right. And we were able to covertly attack it, right? So we want to, does this mean we don't have to cover our tracks basically, right?
Well, so covert attack means it's not going to be discovered on the initial attack. If you don't want it to be discovered in subsequent turns, you need to cover your tracks.
It's not an option.
Oh, then maybe Greg's telling me right now, your tracks might already be covered if you start with a covert attack. I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, well, whatever. The fact that it's not available means it's not available, so we'll just move on. Okay, guys. So, hey, chat, drop some comments. I want this to be a collective. So we're continuing to adhere to Wizard Spider's TTPs, but I could ransomware these two devices. I could start doing data exfiltration on those two while trying to uncover this Windows Server device and this embedded device in order to find. Well, the embedded devices probably don't have data on them, right? Like I basically could find a couple more assets. I could do a host scan. You know what I mean? Like I guess basically what I'm saying is, do we start ransomwaring and announcing ourselves, or do we continue to grow, build that spider web before we launch the venom? I'd be curious what people think. I'll watch chat. We'll take a minute. While I'm doing that, I'll look at MITRE Attacks. Let's see. This is MITRE
I think if
Attack.
you're gonna follow with the campaign TTPs, you need to drop ransomware.
You think so? I mean, just because I haven't really done any data exfiltration, and that's their bag too, is the double extortion.
Yeah, I would do both. I would say if anything, just start dropping the data exfiltration, and then I would also think that.
Why can't I scan this?
Why can't you scan that?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you why. Because you know about those embedded devices, because of the data historian. Those are probably PLCs. I will tell you that I still think that I argue with the dev team. I think that if it's a historian, then you need to at least have service enumeration level. You need to know if you know about those because of the historian. And I'm going to tell you right now, Greg, you should make a card, and I'm going to argue this to hell and back that the historian should know that those are PLCs, not just that they're embedded devices.
All right, guys, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run one attack on this guy, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to start I'm going to start ransomwaring these guys. Right? 0 day on cross-site request forgery. Let's go. How about you get all the quiet malware data exfil in first, and get ransomware in on the boxes, then push the big red button. You have not broken that firewall. I think check subnet, which is why you can't do service enumeration. Possibly, yeah. All right, so that attack failed. So let's do data exfil. More exfil. And let's install disruptive malware on this guy. And next turn, we will start. I wonder if I should take over this. Can I ransomware this DMZ VPN concentrator?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Maybe not. I don't think it's a win. You can't. It's not Windows. But I agree with whole cyber human initiative. You know, and those are PLCs. They said that they would drop ransomware because critical infrastructure. Yes, I agree. Yeah, I would ransomware the crap out of the historian.
All right. Well, check it out. I just want to say, for the sake of this discussion, because we tried exfiltrating data a couple times and it failed. We have now successfully exfiltrated from the data historian, which is a major win, right? I would consider that like a file server. Okay, so
that's why it's even more so than a file server. That data historian that has all your devices and transactions from your process control.
Oh, perfect. So maybe not as sensitive of information. I don't know. Like if I would, Clint, if your manufacturing company had its data historian data exfiltrated, is that a concern?
Well, absolutely. Think about it. If the manufacturing is pharmaceuticals, you might have pharmaceutical formulas. All the transactions can give you clues into what the formulas are and recipes are for your pharmaceuticals,
Okay.
or for your secret, new Coke formula or whatever.
All right, perfect. So I'm feeling great. So we've done Wizard Spider. We've exfiltrated data from a very sensitive crown jewel. We're going to ransomware its face off now. Ransomware this guy, ransomware this guy. And what can I do for what can I do for one? I want to use my one resource here. I can do service enumeration on these network devices for one. Let's go with that. Or can I do anything with this guy? Nah. All right, guys. We are about to announce ourselves like,
Yeah,
just like a complete...
Alex Goodwin had a good point. Disruptive malware will also compound the effects of data exfiltration for the P&L win.
Well then.
So you can do both disruptive malware and exfiltrate data on the devices that you own.
Yeah, I wanted to do it here. I can't do it. But I can do it here. All right, so we're ransomwaring this, disruptive malwaring this, and we're ransomwaring this. Wish us luck. How many turns does it take to do it? One turn? Okay, here we go. Please, 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 please.
Yeah, and by the way, installing ransomware is silent. It doesn't go noisy until you activate it and actually lock the asset.
Oh, jeez.
Got nothing.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Is there a way to increase my ransomware success rate or just go ham?
If they have... So here's... Greg, I'm going to put this out there. I know you're listening. If you own a box... If you have compromised an asset, I think there should be an option to disable antivirus or disable EDR or disable whatever it is to prevent ransomware installation. Because the one thing that makes ransomware or malware installation difficult in this game is that if it has up-to-date antivirus and stuff like that. I think if you own a box, you should have the ability to...
Oh, sounds like we lost Clint there for a second.
That's what you would do.
All right, I did some research.
And I froze again.
That's okay. I did some research. I mean, maybe it's a little late to do research. I should just keep... See, the thing is, I'm really reluctant to just keep hammering on this damn box, you know? Here, let's prepare a covert attack. Takes 3
We gotta do
turns.
something.
Okay.
We got 10 turns.
I know. So let's do this. We're going to prepare a covert attack. Prepare a covert attack, which is 3 turns. We're going to do some research while we're doing it. We're exfiltrating data on this guy. Well, we can install ransomware after this. So here's the deal. I'm swinging for the fences, guys. Command injection research complete. Pivot available from 5 turns ago. Okay. So we're just waiting for that one more turn for this thing to clear up. We can do one ransomware attack, okay? We're doing data exfiltration. So here's my choice. I'm going to try to ransomware it again. You said it's not noisy, right? So let's do that. It is down to the wire, Jess Bishop. Did that work or no? Damn it. All right. So we've got our covert guy now. We've done our research on our zero. Hold on. What? How is that?
Are you missing vulnerabilities? That means...
No, I just hold on one second. I researched command injection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was one of the 2 vulnerabilities on here, and now it's not one of the vulnerabilities.
Yeah, it got fixed.
Oh, you jerk. All right. Let's go.
Yep, the blue team patched it. Was that a 0 day?
The one I just did, or I'm about to do?
The one that's disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh, blue team did a pen test and is now patching 0 days.
So is this probably not going to work? You know what I mean? Should I be spending my cycles more on trying to own this DMZ or install ransomware?
Yeah,
Just
I
go
would
for
start doing your ransomware stuff. Get them to pay that ransomware. See if we can get them and get in ransomware installed and see if we get them to pay the ransomware in 7 turns. At least we get a non-official win.
All right. Oh, hold on. All right, so we're just giving up on the terminal server. All right. Ransomware, disruptive malware. Let's go. Oh my God. Nothing, right? We're so bad at installing ransomware. Do I have to wait a whole turn to do it again? Oh, we got ransomware on this guy.
Okay, activate it.
All day long. Boop. Install ransomware here. What can I do for 3? What can I do for 3? Can I exfil data? Sure, why not? And install. This guy is like gonna get so fired. This is Carl's computer. That's Carl. That's Carl. Here we go, guys. Here we go, guys. Let's go.
There it is. Look, locked with ransomware.
All right, y'all. We exfilled data from the crown jewel and we ransomwared it. I'm feeling pretty good about what we're up to here. Nice job, everyone in chat. Oh, we installed ransomware on the DMZ recorder too. See ya. Oh my God.
Activate it.
Look at me. Sure.
I did.
I'm the captain now.
I did. We own this. We own you. Okay. I'm unnecessarily excited about this. Okay, what else can I do? I've got 5. What can I do? I don't want to be too noisy. What can I do? What's something great I can do that would just be like LOL? I got 5 turns. I want to be quiet. Oh, let's do this. Let's oh, we can still cover our tracks, I mean. So if we attack unsuccessfully, it doesn't make any noise when we have the cover your tracks, right?
Potentially.
Ugh.
So, and by the way, I was able to confirm that, yeah, if you do a covert attack, if you do a covert attack, you do not have to cover your tracks. It automatically does everything to cover your tracks all in one shot.
All right, well, here's what I'm thinking, Clint. I've got 5 turns. I could just go attack because I've got covert on right now, or I could do research on these, which would take 2 turns, but then I could
forget the research for now. I mean, let's just start popping boxes and installing malware, ransomware, all that.
Research?
Yeah, just start popping stuff now. We're already down to 5 turns. Like, let's just go.
I don't want to lose because I got too noisy, though.
You already installed ransomware, so they already know you're there. And
okay,
I mean, doing research, you only have 5 turns left. So doing research, is almost a moot point at this point.
I'm an academic.
There you go. You got.
Yo.
So you've got ransomware on the end user, on the remote user, ransomware on the historian. So
I'm feeling good about this.
4 turns. They're either going to pay us or we're going to lose to. I would say even if we lose to the turn, even if they weather the storm, I would say we still win, because
hell yeah.
Because if you kept this going for another 5 to 10 turns, they're going to pay the ransomware on both those boxes.
Exactly. All right, so I'm going to install disruptive malware just to be a jerk. What's pilfering data do for me? Is that? That just helps us
social
attack.
engineering buff.
Yeah, that's not going to help us right now. Harvest creds. Is that worth doing anything? No. I guess, can we do a scan? Like, how do I can't really scan from any of these, right? I just want to do stuff with my resources. I guess let's enumerate resources.
Yeah, well, once you've locked the ransomware, you've locked it for yourself too.
Yeah, that's okay. I hate leaving resources on the table. So, guys, this has been dope. We are using Wizard Spider's TTPs. Wizard Spider, the well-known advanced persistent threat, financially motivated Russian-based organization. According to Mitre Attack, these are all their techniques. In a very simplified looking version, this is kind of the kill chain for them. And they do they do all the things to get in remotely using spearfishing and then pivoting internally right here through lateral movement. Then they do data exfiltration, which we successfully did from the DMZ historian, which has, or the data historian, excuse me, which has all the sensitive information. It's basically the ICS version of the crown jewels, or from data perspective, right? And then we were able to drop and detonate ransomware on that data historian and an end user workstation, who, by the way, we lovingly refer to as Carl, because it's because of Carl's laptop that we were able to pivot all through this organization and totally win, totally dominate them.
Alex Goodwin, what are you talking about? You said you've never had that happen. Maybe get Jerry to check or try. I'm not sure what he's referring to. Getting the blue team to pay the ransomware, or
maybe, I don't know.
So basically, what happens is if the blue team pays the ransomware, what happened?
He says he's been able to run on a ransom box. I mean, I was able to install. Or I'm attempting to install disruptive malware on the box that's ransomed. So it would make sense though, because the operating system is working. It's just the data that gets
yeah, that's true.
All right.
Okay.
Action log.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right.
Yeah.
Guys.
So basically, FYI. So if the blue team pays the ransomware, then the ransomware gets cleared on both of those boxes, and then we get +1 resources for what it's worth.
Okay.
But I mean,
if
if they pay it, I'm going to consider it a win.
Yeah. Should I attack this guy? We're still got our covert guy, so why not, right? Right? Because I can't really see anything else. DMZ firewall, server firewall. I don't really want to attack that. All right, let's attack this. Why not? We've got covert everything for days, so. Come on, pay that ransom, baby. Hey, user 6721, you missed a good one. We exfiltrated data and ransomwared the crap out of this manufacturing company. Attack on the DMZ did not work. Still got our covert thing going, so roll it.
So,
What's up?
I was just thinking
Okay.
about, yeah, I do that sometimes. Every now and then I think.
Careful. All right, let's do integer overflow 0. Well, we're not going to attack the firewall. What am I doing? Guys, we have 1 turn left. Win or lose, I'm feeling pretty good about us, and I'll tell you why. Tell you why in a second.
The blue team is most likely, because the one thing that Greg pointed out and we found out with our current AI, the blue team is more likely to clean the system than they are to pay the ransom. But that's going to change. We have one major update left that we're doing, which is going to add more scenario packs for the DLC. But the update after that, we're giving the AI an overhaul, and it's going to be awesome. We're updating the AI in 2 updates.
I like it. I'll just do a little research for the academic in me. All right, guys. It's turned 50 of 50. And they haven't paid yet, but we're going to, like, we could potentially lose the red versus blue game, but we'll do a debrief in a second because we won as far as I'm concerned. Okay, winner, blue team. Can we see anything over here from the analysis, Clint, on their approach to ransomware, whether they were cleaning it or they were paying it or anything like that?
So I don't think that, yeah, we're not going to get a clue from this as to anything.
What their approach was?
Yeah. Now you can go see, go look at their actions. So right here, go open up their action log, and you can see everything they were trying to do. So they only knew, if you look at this, they knew about both the ransomware, obviously. I don't see anything in there. That's a flaw that the current AI has. It obsessively creates restore points. Yeah, they were ignoring the ransomware. That's okay. Like I said, 2 updates, not this next major update, but the major update after that, we're going to update the AI, and it's going to be much smarter. Plus, we're going to have different skill level profiles. So like you can put it on easy mode or medium mode or hard mode, and also, wait, you got to do this. God mode.
I love it. Hey, just real quick, I want to point this out to everybody. The threat intelligence score was at 0%, so we were nowhere near being detected, which is another wizard spider kind of hallmark, right? Like you don't really know they're there until they announce themselves. Also, we almost had them,
IDSs. Huh.
We almost had them at P&L win. So we were doing pretty good.
I would say it was a total success. Complete success in following the TTPs of Wizard Spider. You were bringing the P&L down. You had 2 computers ransomware. Also, somebody asked, I don't know if it was Alex or somebody asked, what would be the benefit of putting ransomware on a terminal server? So we didn't ransomware a terminal server. We ransomware the historian. And the reason why it would be a benefit in real life there.
Hold on, are you sure about that? Because isn't the historian this guy?
Yeah, but that DMC recorder, that's a historian. That's a backup historian. Okay. Yeah, so it's a backup historian. And so that belongs to the process control system. And so all of your transactions from one historian are mirrored to the other historian, and it's used for like financial tracking, and they use it for the accounting. They use it for regulation. There's a lot of things they use that for. So also, if you had like for example, if you had a billing, this is what happened in Colonial Pipeline. If you have a scheduling server that schedules when materials are to be shipped, or petroleum or gas is to be shipped, picked up, whatever, a lot of that time that will happen from, so your transactions will go from your process control system into your mirrored historian, and then all of your scheduling systems will read from the mirrored historian out of the DMZ if it's set up properly. So in other words, that is a huge target for ransomware to stop. So basically we kind of almost sort of did a Colonial Pipeline scenario, but there's no scheduling server, but in the game, but we hit the next best thing, which was the mirrored historian. Ransomwaring a terminal server in real life, well, that prevents, if you're using a terminal server properly, then and you have a proper network setup, your remote users go into the DMZ, use the terminal server and some sort of thin client app to get to the apps that they need to work on in the process control system. So that prevents sort of access or the data there. So it just depends on how the ransomware acts and what you've done, if you've locked the entire system or just the data. But so anyway, there's some real world examples of why those assets in the DMZ would be a juicy target for someone wanting to lock them up with ransomware.
Absolutely. And again, shout out to Jess Bishop for the idea of running a simulation as Wizard Spider. I personally found it valuable because I got to get into Mitre Attack, look a little bit more into Wizard Spiders, TTPs. And again, week over week, we play at 11:30 a.m. In the platform and have different kind of scenarios we're executing. But Clint, I got to tell you, I'm really pleasantly surprised about the versatility of the red versus blue platform. You guys probably don't know this. Like I work at ThreatGEN and since March, but like I've been playing red versus blue since like, the middle of last year. And to me, it was always just like, oh, I get to play because I love cybersecurity. I get to be offensive, defensive. Like, let me just play it. And it's kind of, the AI makes it different every time, but it's kind of the same methodology. And only in the last month did we start playing around with like, oh, let's see how NIST cybersecurity framework stacks up in the simulator. Let's pretend to be Wizard Spider in the simulator. And it's really kind of unlocked capability of the simulation platform. I really enjoy it.
And how long have you been here?
Me, maybe 91 days.
Oh, 91 days. Oh, I know what that means. Anyway, I know what the 90-day means, but anyway, so yeah, I mean, and it's funny that you're kind of now realizing this and coming to this epiphany, but it's only going to get better as we continue to build capabilities into red versus blue. But I mean, and here's dropping a big hint here, but as soon as we get our seed round of funding, which is where we're about to open this up, we're about to split off. By the way, and I want to throw this out there. So we're about to split off, and we're going to continue to build content and scenarios for red versus blue. But the next edition of red versus blue, which was codenamed red versus blue, the next wave, is going to be a lot more detailed and have a lot more realism implemented into it. But I'm going to drop a hint here. In less than a month, we're about to drop a Kickstarter campaign. So, and the whole purpose of the Kickstarter campaign is to launch us into that next version. We're going to use a Kickstarter campaign to fund instead of seeking seed funding for this. We are going to go into seed funding, but before we do the seed funding, we're going to give backers an opportunity to get in on this. We're going to drop this Kickstarter campaign to really launch a lot more content and a lot more features into red versus blue to enter that more realism mode. So anyway, just dropping that hint that everybody's got an opportunity to back a Kickstarter campaign with a lot of cool benefits for backers. So
I love it. And Joe Senor, Joe, can you drop in chat your pronunciation of your last name so I can say it correctly? He just wants to know, in the professional mode where it says 5 modules, what does 5 modules mean? Or more importantly, Clint, what does the professional module or professional sub get you?
Yeah, so modules are basically labs or mini courses, and a lot of that content is still in development, but should be start being released pretty soon. Actually, Jerry is responsible for developing a lot of the content. I'm responsible for developing some of that content, but modules are, so one module is access to play the game. Another module is access to the game guide. And so we have another module that's going to be a complete tutorial and walkthrough guide. We have another module that is a red team strategy. One is a blue team strategy. These are basically Udemy style video courses within the ThreatGEN platform. And we're going to keep dropping these things every few months or so as we get started. So yeah, look forward to that.
Yeah, and to that point too, so if you've seen my courses, like my videos or my GRC classes, I'm making a bunch of content for the platform. So like Clint mentioned, it's not all about just the game, although there will be hook-ins for labs that go companion to the courses I'm developing that will use the platform. But I'm building those out right now. Like, there's a couple that I've made that are like specific kind of for large, enterprises, like executive awareness. And then, but I'll be doing things that are a little bit deeper, like GRC specific skill sets, and then blue team specific skill sets. Clint will probably be doing the red stuff since I wear the t-shirt, but he did it for profession. So.
But in the other thing, what that gets you though, like when is you're getting a more focused, goal-oriented set of guided labs. instead of just playing the red versus blue and learning through the wiki, or instead of playing red versus blue to just reinforce what you're already learning or the skills that you have, then what it does is it takes you step by step. At least they will as soon as we release them. They think of the modules as using video to give you guided labs. That's pretty much what they are.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, Joe Senor, thank you. Thank you, Alex, Jess, Ryan, Chris Weaver. I saw Jess Bishop in here, Ryan, Carrie, just so many of you, James, Andres. I definitely appreciate y'all guys hanging out, or all y'all hanging out. Devmeister, Scrix. I know Greg was in the background back there helping support the stream. User 6721. Really, Paul Cummings, thank you, Caitlin, Seba. So great to see all of you. Stay tuned. Next Wednesday at 11:30, we'll be doing a blue team stream. We haven't kind of worked out the logistics of what that would be, whether it's heads up play or if it's me versus the AI. We'll definitely reach out to Eric Taylor, Josh Mason, as we start to build this kind of tournament edition that will be running on streams as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. Clint, any final thoughts for our guests before we say goodbye?
No, I was just literally going to reiterate what you just said about the league, the tournament edition. So we're Jerry and I still have to work out the details. We'll probably start working on that late this week or early next week, and hopefully in the coming weeks, not too far in the future, we'll release the details on what the league means, how you can join, the charter, and all of that stuff. Just to play red versus blue. It'll be just for a fun league, no like cash prizes or anything like that, but just for bragging rights. Yeah, that's it. Jinx, you owe me a Coke. All right, no, that's it.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, everybody. Until next time, we'll see you all in the simulator. Take care.